What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Off the Shelves. It's been a little while, 2 months since I've talked about these movies. Now, Off the Shelves is basically my Blu-ray haul, Blu-ray collection update video if you guys have never found it before. And so I'm going to tell you about all the titles that I've gotten in the month of September and October, give you my quick little thoughts on them if I have any, and tell you whether or not you should go out and buy it, stream it, or skip it altogether. So no particular order, going to start off with the Best Buy 4K Steelbook of The Suicide Squad. I like this movie quite a bit. I definitely liked it more than the last Suicide Squad movie. Kind of a shame that it didn't make the box office that it deserved. A lot of that probably had to do with putting it on HBO Max. A lot of that had to do with people thinking that it was just going to be as bad as the last Suicide Squad movie, but I thought it was a lot of fun. So if you're somebody that didn't check this one out when it was in theaters or on HBO Max, it's a lot more fun than the previous movie was, so I would check it out. Go out and buy that one. Now we have the 4K release of The Silence of the Lambs, one of my favorite horror films of all time. Absolutely had to get this one. I planned on watching it in October, but October was just slam-packed for me, so I never got a chance to, but not much else you can say about this movie. It's an absolute classic, and the 4K I'm sure is going to look awesome, so go out and buy this one as well. One of my favorite crime films of all time. I actually prefer this one to Scarface, which might be unpopular, and that is Carlitos Way. This is also a Best Buy 4K Steelbook. And this, to me, as far as Brian De Palma, Al Pacino movies, is the better of the two. Scarface is more well known. It's a little bit more epic, a little bit more pop culture. But Carlitos Way, I think, has a better story, and I think has a much better character. You actually root for Carlito in this movie. Sean Penn is great as this unhinged lawyer. This is an awesome crime film. So if you've never seen this one before, and you are a fan of Al Pacino movies or Scarface, and for whatever reason, skip this one, go out and buy this one as well. A lot of good ones this month. Now we've got the Blair Witch Project. I bought this to lead up to 31 on 31, which was last weekend we aired that one, so if you haven't checked that one out, it's available for your viewing pleasure. Spoiler alert for my list, I hate the Blair Witch Project. I've always hated this movie. I decided to give it one more shot, add it to the collection just to see if maybe I would watch it and it would click for me finally, and it just doesn't. This is just not a movie for me. I don't enjoy watching it whatsoever. I get a headache, so this is just one of those horror classics that people love that I can't stand. So I would tell you to skip it. Then you have Blair Witch, which is a sequel, but also might as well be a bit of a reboot because it just tells the same story for the most part, but in a more modern, a little bit more intense way, in my opinion. A lot of people think that it's not quite as effective as the old one because you don't have that marketing campaign. It's not as gritty, it's not as real, but I never really bought into the marketing campaign anyway in the original film, so this one is a little bit more palatable of an experience for me. Still not really a movie that I overall enjoy all that much, just because I don't like found footage movies, but it is decent, so I would say stream it. Now we have the 4K of Misery, another one of my favorite horror films of all time, and it's getting to be that winter time. It's getting to be the time to watch movies like this. So Misery has one of the best performances in horror history with Kathy Bates. I think James Caan is awesome in this movie as well. Rob Reiner did a hell of a job directing it. It's one of my favorite Stephen King adaptations. If you like movies about stalkers and psycho fans, this is certainly the one for you. It's an absolute classic. Go out and buy it. Now we have the 4K Matrix Trilogy. Now, I own the original Matrix, and it might even be on 4K, I'm not sure, but I don't like the other two movies at all. I bought this because it was on sale and because I'm planning on reviewing these in December and leading up to the fourth Matrix film. So I haven't watched Matrix Reloaded or Matrix Revolution since they were in theaters, and I don't really know if they're going to improve for me on time. I highly doubt it. The Matrix is an absolute classic. The other two I think aren't even worth watching. So if you're a Matrix fan, buy that set. Otherwise, just buy the first one. Now we have Watchmen. Now I have not seen this, I haven't even opened it yet, but I've always heard really good things about this, and it was on sale for like 10 bucks when I saw it, so I wanted to check this one out. I love the Watchmen movie, and I heard the show was just as good, if not better, so I am curious. So let me know down below if you've seen Watchmen. One of the biggest, if not the biggest surprise of the year, and that is Free Guy. This is also the Best Buy 4K. I absolutely loved this movie. I thought while watching the trailer, I was like, that might be fun. It kind of looks like a video game version of Deadpool. I mean, it's kind of the same old thing from Ryan Reynolds, but yeah, it might be fun. but it was really good. Like, it was really funny. It had a lot of nice nods and winks and self-aware humor with video games. And I thought there was a really nice, sweet love story at the center of all of it. So this is one of my favorite movies of the year thus far. I didn't get a chance to review it. I saw it like a month after it was out in theaters, but this one I give high recommendations to. So definitely go out and buy that one. Another 31 on 31 casualty, and that is Poltergeist 2 and 3. I've owned the first one for years, but I never really bothered to get the second one because I never heard anybody say anything good about it, and I knew I didn't like Poltergeist 3. So I picked this up for 31 on 31, and Poltergeist 2 is okay. It's passable. If you love the original, it's an okay time for a sequel. I like the character of Kane. Third one is pretty rough, and it's hard to get through knowing that the girl died in production, and they kind of had to mask that throughout her entire performance. But nonetheless, as a cheap little 2-disc pack, if you're a Poltergeist fanatic, get it. Otherwise, just skip it altogether. Neither one of them are all that great. Now we have the import 4K of The Thing. Now, they had an American version, but it was just very basic. It didn't look like it had any new artwork to it or anything, so I preferred to get this one, and 4Ks are all region free anyway, so I got this one off of Zavi, I believe is the name of the website. But you guys know The Thing is my favorite horror film of all time, so when they said 4K, I came a-running. But I got this version because I thought that the artwork looked a little bit cooler. It's got a few more special features, so I opted to get this one. Go out and buy the shit out of that. A movie that I've never seen, but it was cheap, and I do plan on eventually, meaning don't ask me when it's coming, eventually doing a John Carpenter review series. And so I picked up Village of the Damned. I know Christopher Reeve is in this. I've always seen the image of the kids with the red eyes. I remember seeing that on posters growing up in the VHS tapes, but I've never seen the movie, so I have no idea how good it is or not. I don't hear too many people talking about it, so must not be awesome. Another big surprise this year, and that is Wrath of Man. This is actually a Guy Ritchie film, but it doesn't necessarily feel like a typical Guy Ritchie film. It was a really cool action thriller to where you have Jason Statham that joins this armored car company, and he's an absolute badass, so anybody trying to rob these gets fucked up beyond belief. But there's actually this plot going on behind the scenes with Jason Statham that you find out throughout the movie. A lot of really good performances, a lot of good actors that I like seeing. I mean, you even got like Scott Eastwood here, who I've never thought was all that good, but he's pretty decent in this. And a lot of other character actors that I love. Josh Hartnett is in this, so I really enjoyed this one. If you're a Guy Ritchie fan, absolutely check it out. But even if you're somebody that doesn't necessarily love Guy Ritchie movies, this is a very different change of pace for him. So I would say go out and buy that one. Insidious: The Last Key, another 31 on 31 purchase, and this movie's okay. You know, I'm not necessarily a completionist where I need to have all the sequels if I like one movie, so I never bothered picking this up because it was just an okay film, but it was all right. I liked it a little bit better than Insidious Chapter 2 on rewatch. It's not saying much, but it's okay. Stream it. Not necessarily a buy. The 4K release of The Shawshank Redemption. I was actually sent this by the studio. They sent me a little gift package that had a box that was made to look like the hole in the wall in the movie, and it had a little pickaxe, and it had chessboard and a couple other things as well. It's kind of like a marketing tool for the movie, so that was really cool. But this is one of the greatest movies of all time. I don't need to say anything else beyond that. It's one of the best, if not the best. I mean, this is just a flawless movie, and I'm sure the 4K looks awesome, so this is absolutely a go out and buy it. Then you got the big one, which is the last title of this video, and that is Zack Snyder's Justice League. A long time coming, this thing. There was a lot of struggle, a lot of fan outcry. Finally, they got their way, we got our way, and we finally got to see the true vision of Zack Snyder, and it's absolutely far and away better than the one that we got from Joss Whedon. Not that it's 100% his fault, he just did the job that he was hired to do, but this is absolutely the version of Justice League to watch. It's a bit long. I still don't necessarily love that it's in a square format, even if you get more picture. It's just, I don't know, I'm still not quite adjusted to that, but it's a very, very good DC superhero film. I'm not quite on the train that's calling it like the greatest thing of all time or easily the best of the DC movies. I wouldn't say that, but I do definitely appreciate the fact that we get to see this and that we got a physical release. So I absolutely had to get that one. Well, that's it, guys. That is this episode of Off the Shelves. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know which of these titles you got over the past 2 months. And have you seen Watchmen? That's the only one I didn't have anything to say about. Is it good? Do you think I'm going to like it? And I'll look forward to showing you guys some more titles probably in another 2 months. I don't see myself getting a whole lot over November, so it's probably going to be something where I get my Christmas stuff and November, and I talk to you guys again in January. So look forward to seeing you then. Please like and share this video. Hit that subscribe button if you enjoy these videos. I tried to do them monthly. They're starting to get bi-monthly just because of the staggered releases that we've been getting lately. And I also have an epic, huge, monstrous Blu-ray collection video on this channel where I talk about over 1,800 titles that I have sitting right over there. So definitely hit the subscribe button and check out that video. Thank you for watching as always, and remember, opinions are like assholes, but that doesn't mean that you have to be.